Hey, it's Nathan Williams with Crazy Marketing, and in this video I'm going to be addressing the iOS 14 update that Apple is producing that's going to completely destroy all of your Facebook advertising efforts. Now, to be honest, it probably won't be as bad as, people are screaming about. It's good marketing material to be like, oh, the sky is falling, all that type of stuff, but really, Facebook is, they need their ad platform to work. They're spending billions of dollars trying to figure out workarounds. They're working with Apple. Apple's actually pushed off the launch of this iOS 14 update until, springtime, so maybe it won't even happen. Who knows? But the point is, if it happens, we want to be ready for it, and so that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So if you come into your ads account and you come into your events manager, which is where I am currently, so click into events manager and let it load real quick. You'll probably see a message up here talking about the dreaded iOS 14 update that basically it lets people select whether Facebook can track how they're engaging with websites and apps and all that type of stuff, which will impact targeting, retargeting, conversion tracking. It'll impact a lot of stuff, but again, Facebook's trying to figure out workarounds and all that stuff, and again, Apple pushed it, so it probably won't turn out as bad as people think it will. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about how to be prepared for it. So if you scroll on down a little bit, you should see an option down here that says aggregated event measurement new, and maybe it won't say new by the time you're watching this video, but you should see something about aggregated event management, and this is what we have to go ahead and set up in order to be prepared for the iOS 14 update. So we click into here real quick and it'll ask us to go ahead and configure our web events, so we'll go ahead and configure web events. And now we need to go ahead and select our domain or domains, as well as the events that are being triggered on those domains that we want Facebook to go ahead and track. So if you have your pixel already installed on your website, Facebook's going to plug in or display those domains for you right here. So you should see all the domains that your pixel has been installed on, and some might be yours, some might be someone else's, and you're like, hey, I didn't put my pixel on that website, and that's because somebody probably scraped it and put it on there. So you go on in here, and there's my domain, Crazy Marketing, and you see that the domain is verified and then assigned events. So you'll want to go ahead and assign events, which is what we're going to do here in a minute. But you can also see other domains that your pixel's on, so 80/20/11. And if you haven't verified your domain, you go ahead and click this button here to verify domain, and I'll talk about that in a minute here. But you can go on in here and see which domains your pixel is installed on and figure out which ones you need to go ahead and verify or not verify. And if you don't see the domain that you want to go ahead and install event tracking on, well, then you come over here to manage domains. So you click on manage domains and it'll bring you into the business settings area, and here's where you could go ahead and add a domain. So here we are in business settings, and if you go under brand safety and domains, you'll see all the domains that are in your account, and from here you could go ahead and add a domain. So you could do like cem.2 is another domain that I have, so I could do add domain. And then it's going to give me some information that I need to go ahead and set up within my DNS tool. So in this case, I need to go ahead and add a text record in my DNS settings. So you'll have to go to wherever you registered your domain. So that might be like Namecheap or GoDaddy or something like that. I'll try and put some links in the description down below for some of the popular domain registrars and show you how to go ahead and edit your DNS settings. But you'll need to go ahead and add a new record that points to whatever verification code it gives you here. And you just kind of follow the steps here and you hit verify. And you'll want to verify all the domains that you're running your pixel and your event tracking on. So you'll go through those steps, and again, I'll have some links to the popular domain registrars, GoDaddy, Namecheap, etc. down below, so you can go ahead and check that out. So once you've done that and your domain is verified, you'll go ahead and click on it, and then we'll want to go ahead and edit events. And it gives us a little blurb here that it may take up to 48 hours to see results in ads and ad measurements and some other information. We'll just go ahead and edit for now. And so now we're going to go through the process of adding our events. So you just come over here and click add event, and then you go ahead and choose what pixel you're adding the event for. So select the appropriate pixel, the event name, so select the particular event you are tracking. So you want to do your highest priority events first. So in my case, purchases is higher priority than like a lead or a view content and so on. So however your events are structured within your advertising efforts, so typically it's view content, lead, or add to cart, and then purchase is kind of like 3 or 4 of the main events, but maybe you have a different strategy. In that case, you probably know your flow of events. So anyway, highest priority first, which is typically purchase. And then we have this value optimization function. If you hover this I, it gives us a little description of what it means. So value optimization estimates how much a customer may spend over a 1 or 7 day window. An advertiser's bid is automatically adjusted higher to reach people likely to spend more, or lower for those people who are likely to spend less. So we can click this get help option here, and it gives us a bit more information of what all this means. And you know, this is new stuff, and it hasn't been well tested with advertisers, so no one's really sure if it's a good idea to turn this on or a bad idea to turn this on. So, you know, it's up to you. My recommendation at the early phases would be to leave it turned off, but if you want to play with it, by all means, go for it. My other recommendation would be keep an eye on digitalmarketer.com. They'll probably run studies on this exact option right here. See what they say, and if they say something, I'll try to put a link in the description as well, because they test a lot more than I do, and they'll know whether you should flip this switch or not before I would. But at this point in time, since we don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, let's go ahead and leave it off. Next, we'll add our next event. So we'll come in here and we'll go ahead and choose what pixel we're tracking. And then you want to pick the next event in your event flow. So in my case, it would be lead here. So I'll go ahead and turn on lead and then add event. And the next one would be my pixel, and then we'd have a view content event right here, and it'd be like that right there. So my flow is view content, lead, purchase, and that's what I'm kind of tracking across my website and what is important to me. So once we're all satisfied right here, we come on down and hit submit, and it gives us a little blurb here of what's going to be changing. We can go ahead and do yes, I understand these changes, and apply. And event configuration changes will be applied to crazyoutmarketing.com. Okay, sounds good. And so there we go. I've gone ahead and assigned 3 events to this particular domain. And hopefully this will help us better track and record conversions for people that are using iOS 14. Again, this new update hasn't come out, at least at the time of this recording, which is 9 February 2021. So we're not exactly sure how much impact it's going to have on our advertising efforts, but it's best to get this stuff set up so that way you have it in place. So if it does go live, hopefully the transition isn't too rough for you. So anyway, that's it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. And if you did, I appreciate any sorts of likes, comments, subscribes, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.